Good morning and welcome to episode 1207 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I've got more insanity out of DC, sports, celebrities, all kinds of stuff in the cup of coffee in the big time. Obviously, another big DC day. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the headlines, but
I don't know if I believe one of them.
Right. No, I know. One of them involves
someone near and dear to my heart. Yeah.
Right. And so we'll get to it. We'll talk about by George what he's done. And then Wes has a pest inspection home visit for the ages on deck.
Yeah. These home professional services getting a little out of hand.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean they can get a little bit too comfortable, like the guy that took a giant shit at Mark's house. At one time. Yeah. Like while we were taping. That was funny.
Yeah, my landlord's friend, the guy that's kicking me out's friend. Yeah. And then he tattled on me to his landlord too. He's like, well, the mirror's a little loose in there. Yeah, well, you were in there long enough to get a look, weren't you?
Stank it up. Yeah. And then wow. Yeah. What a guy. Yeah, so home visits, they can be tough. And then Mark's got an apartment nightmare that could have used a pest inspection after that to close it out today.
Oddly enough, that's correct.
Okay. A lot of inspection talk, a lot of politics talk, but it's fun politics talk.
Nice.
And also shout out to Raven, Otachi, and Miel, our international social media squad who help a lot with a lot of the clips you see online. So thank you to them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Also, don't forget, next trivia is Friday, May 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Fatathon final weights by May 24th. Patreon.com/hardfactor to do all of that fun stuff with us if you want to. So
I'm just going to weigh in for fun to see if I've gained weight.
I'm turning it up the heat for the last couple of weeks. So
if you gain weight, you could only hurt the final payout. We decided not to do that, though. We said people that gain weight won't.
Oh, right.
Total weight loss.
Oh,
yeah. You could save us $20.
Yeah. You just zero out at worst. Yeah.
Yeah, you zero out. Yeah, Wes.
Do you think you can? Do you think you will, or what? I don't recall you.
I think I'm right about where I started, but I may. Okay. I mean, I could easily gain a little bit if I wanted to, and I might want
to. Give them 12 days,
and I might want to,
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Patreon.com/hardfactor to support the pod and join us and all that fun shit off the show if you want to. It's very fun in there. Discord chat and all that. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Pods if you want to hear it read back on Friday during the Hive Five. I will be doing it. Pat will actually have your cup of coffee. Answer Spotify polls. I'll highlight those too. Leave us a voicemail at 512-270-1480. Come live comment at youtube.com/hardfactornews or the Twitch live stream while we tape it in a live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern time, Sunday through Thursday. Follow and subscribe at Hard Factor News on all social media apps, every app in your phone. Just check it out. See if we're on there. Give us a follow. That's it. That's all. I don't have anything. Sorry for all the housekeeping, but sometimes you got to do it.
Yeah. Get in that Discord. Get in that trivia.
Anything else, guys, before we hop into the news of the day, or we got any cool?
I had a bad off leash experience the other day. Bad off.
Oh, really? Because you're an off leash only guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, my dogs just are ambushed a woman walking her dog.
Okay, that's the risk you run, I guess.
Yeah, it was a risk, and so I had all 4 of them out there. So I just had 2 little chihuahuas circling her and barking. And then I had my big dog, Joe, wanting to say hi, but very excitedly.
He got riled up by the chihuahuas. So
Yeah. And then it was just a fiasco of me calling every dog by their name, trying to get them in the house, apologizing. And, it was something. I mean, they didn't attack anyone. But
what did the lady say? Like, oh.
I was like, because the big dog just immediately runs over, and I'm like, oh, he's friendly because he runs at you like he's gonna kill you. But
He's
he just
Huge, and he's
Yeah.
got the thing on his head.
Yeah, he looks like a big dummy who might bite your face, but he's still friendly. And I'm like, he's friendly, but the other dog was like an old lab on a leash, and he didn't want any part of it. And so the dog's like jerking her and stuff, like trying to get away from my dog who just wants to say hi. And it's like, and then the chihuahuas are like,
What a scene! What a scene!
And so you're just
It's a
sweating.
fiasco.
Yeah,
scene.
trying to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
everybody under control.
Just get in the fucking house, you motherfuckers. I saw her the other day. She was walking, and I had the dogs out again. They didn't attack her, and I was just like, waved to her. She waved at me. I was like, okay, we're cool. But who knows?
We had a lady in the neighborhood recently who, Honey was walking by and on a leash, of course, and she like jumped. She likes to jump towards people, and she jumped within like maybe 2 feet of this old lady, but not even really that close to her. And she goes, "Oh, she likes to jump, huh? You should get a handle on that." Like, what?
Yeah, it's almost
Are you
worse. Like,
kidding me?
no, it's
Didn't
almost
even get
worse.
within this far of her.
Oh.
Mark, you're learning the intricacies of dog ownership, and it's almost worse when you run across a person who's just scared of dogs, but your dog does nothing wrong, than if your dog actually attacks somebody. Because those people are so annoying. They act like that your dog is like physically assaulting them by being like within 5 feet.
Sorry, my dog's happy, like and on a leash and yanked away from attacking you. Like, but I'll take her to training and tell her to calm down. Sure.
That's classic.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah. Did she jump at everything?
Yeah, she a jumper? Oh.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. News time.
Sure.
News time. All right, we got the live commenters. They're chatting. They're talking a lot about what we're about to talk about in this coffee. Let's get it going. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All the trending news you need to know at the time of taping this podcast. But first, a fun fact. And we're going to do some live polling with the fun facts and the jokes of the day and whatever else we do up top from here on out. So I've got a weird one from the depths of Wikipedia on Twitter, that account. And it's, did you know that in Taiwan, the younger millennials and all of Gen Z, aka like all the children of Generation X, basically, are called the strawberry generation. And it says it is a Chinese language neologism used in Taiwan for Taiwanese people born from 1990s onward who bruise easily like strawberries, meaning they cannot withstand social pressure or work hard like their parents' generation. The term refers to people who are insubordinate, spoiled, selfish, arrogant, and sluggish in work.
Oh man,
the pussy generation.
The Bud Light generation. Yeah. What's a tough fruit? Because what do they compare themselves to? Like a plum or something? Like a
if it's their parents,
if
it's their parents calling them that, it's the Gen X's, and I don't know what they're called. What they're called over in Taiwan.
We got a pit in us.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought the strawberries is pretty funny. Like over here, we call them Zoomers. The same group that they're talking about. Here's like the generations, like, so like, Gen X is people born 65 to 80, millennials 81 to 96, Zoomers and Gen Z 97 to 2012, and then Alpha is like 2010 through now. I didn't know
Alpha was the most recent one. That's not going to be good for later on.
That's millennials kids, right? So like Gen X, most of their kids are Zoomers, but some of them are millennials, and so this is strawberries is what they call them. And so is Zoomers or strawberries? That is my question. Is which is better for Gen Z?
Which one's worse or which one's better?
Young millennials / Gen Z, which one is a better name for that generation? Zoomers or strawberries? Because those are the options on the table right
Strawberries for sure. I think
we'll find out.
So
they are kind of like little boomers though, so I kind of like Zoomers.
I like strawberries as well.
It's insulting, yeah.
It's very insulting. Now, you said the next one's alphas. They're gonna be cocky, like Wes was hinting at. But
you got to change that.
But what's worse? What if they go to betas next? Because then that would be worse than strawberries, probably.
Alphas on top of the betas.
Yeah, that would be. We need you need like a little correction. Maybe alphas is too much of a correction, and then betas is back again to way too much of a correction. You got to be careful with the naming.
Yeah. Alpha is a little too much. I think you got to change that quick before they let it go to their heads. But anyways, Zoomers, strawberries. I don't know. I mean, there's Zoomers
the Hercules generation.
Strawberries over there. Yeah, but at least we got millennials, right? So we're okay. Ours isn't as bad, but bad connotations. People talk shit. Okay, moving on from the generations. Just a fun fact to the first big trend mention of the day. The U.S. April inflation data came back on Wednesday, and the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, is up again. Sadly, 0.4% from March and 5.5% on the year.
What does that mean?
Well, it means the consumer prices have risen,
Or prices of stuff.
0.5% from the last month from March to April. And then, from April to April, 5.5%, which is horrible, right? For your pocketbook, because everything is 5.5% more expensive.
Groceries, gas.
Than a year ago.
Things we consume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consumer.
All the shit
prices.
that we need.
Yeah. Average consumer prices. But the same data said that overall inflation came in at 4.9%, slightly under forecast, and the lowest
shit we don't need down
since April 2021. The more volatile shit is going down, I think, which is like energy and food, and hopefully a sign that all U.S. inflation may truly finally be starting to ease. Right, so that's good. Hopefully, if it's finally now, let's just all hope that there's not a surprise crash on the gentle ride back to 2% inflation, which is the goal, and no lower than that, right? Because that's negative. That's deflation, because we're already all in debt, and the citizens and the government both, that is. And so a crash right now with the oil reserves drained and everybody already deeply in debt would really be not ideal timing. So hopefully no crash.
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully not. Right?
Yeah. Right. And then they're talking about, we'll get to the debt limit later. In sports.
Sweet.
More good news?
No. In sports, my original football squad before Leeds United, MOT, Inter Milan, they now have the inside track for the UEFA Champions League trophy as they trounced crosstown rivals AC Milan with 2 early goals and no real chances for AC the rest of the match on Wednesday. The last semifinal leg is next Tuesday and Wednesday, with AC trailing Inter 2-0, and then Man City and Real Madrid all tied up 1-1. The final will be on June 10th. And if you don't watch the UEFA Champions League final every year, you should, because it's like one of the best days in sports every year. It's awesome.
Semifinals are good too. I guess not Inter AC, but the Man City. I caught both goals in that game. Real Madrid, that was nice.
Both games were really good, but AC Milan did get worked by Inter. I watched the highlights of both. And yeah, it's like the Super Bowl of soccer. It's really fun if you're not familiar. Also in sports, Bob Huggins, West Virginia basketball coach, he will survive the Catholic F-bomb saga at West Virginia, as Mark called on yesterday's pod.
Yeah, I kind of called it. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was like, guys, I don't know if he's going to get fired over this. Yeah.
Well, that was correct, because he didn't. Yeah. West Virginia came out and said, look, people make mistakes, all right? Yeah. And Huggins is suspended for 3 games and taking a $1 million pay cut to pay his penance to the Catholics at Xavier.
Sure. Look, that guy gets to the NCAA tournament a lot. He gets wins.
Yeah. He gets wins. He gets controversies. That's Bob Huggins. That's Huggy Bear.
$500K an F word. That ain't bad. That's what they say.
Yeah. You can put it that way. Look, we're punishing the guy $500K per F word.
Yeah.
What else do you want us to do?
They should have given him $750 for the Catholic F-bomb. Maybe that was a little more offensive, I think.
He should have to convert to Catholicism.
Yeah. Some folks in the Discord chat were thinking that the Catholic part may have been what saved him. It really softened it a little bit. Yeah.
Because he was mean to the Catholics.
Because he was targeting the Catholics.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's got some legs.
If he'd left out Catholics and just said the F word, he probably was gone. Yeah.
Maybe
I don't disagree with that.
Maybe
if he would have said like F and F words instead of Catholic F words, he would have been might have gotten fired.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because it went straight from the guy throwing out transgender to him saying Catholic. If he left Catholic out from transgender to F words, he's gone.
One of the guys in the Discord this morning was like, he said it because they threw penises on the court.
That's why I said the F word?
Yeah. I was like, okay.
No, first of all, it's dildos.
Yeah,
which
dildos.
Usually
why didn't they call them
usually
dildos?
are used by women sexually, so that's not that gay.
Right.
But anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No,
don't be scared of don't be scared of some toys, guys.
That's right.
It's only going to make things more fun. Okay, last bit of sports here. The official NFL 2023 schedule releases today on Thursday, May 11th. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. Mark, the Eagles are going to be playing on Christmas, so we do know that already.
That's nice. Yeah.
Jake Paul and Nate Diaz trended for their presser leading up to their August 5th fight. I think it's like a boxing match on. I'm just happy that Nate's getting paid. Don't care.
Yeah,
about
that's
the fight.
true. That's true. Good for him.
So going to move on to the best sports news of all from listener Down Under Dick. Rugby star Valence Tewarva from Waikato, New Zealand. He's a pretty hefty guy.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse.
You see him, Wes? Big boy.
Oh, yeah, he's doing the thing, the haka.
Yeah. So he just switched over from rugby union to rugby league, scored 2 tries in his first game for the NRL Dolphins, and then he hocked to the crowd as the crowd hocked back. Just a beautiful moment of sports. I'll update you guys.
I think anyone shits their pants when they haka because it's exerting a little too much energy. Ever been a haka shit? Gotta be, right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, oh!
Yes. In the history of hakas, yes, somebody's definitely shit their pants.
High percentage comparatively to other dances. The haka.
I mean,
they're so full of food and fat when they're,
just had so much, such a big pork roast, right?
Yeah,
before
they just had a
haka.
bunch of pork skin.
Don't do a haka right after right after you eat. It's like get in the water. Don't do a haka for 30 minutes after a pork roast.
Yeah. That's a wonderful culture, and congrats to Valiance. And the Dolphins apparently are very good in the NRL expansion club. Okay, from sports to celebrities, rumors are swirling that Jamie Foxx's health is declining again. But 2 days ago, people in his quote-unquote inner circle told people that he was not in danger of dying. So hopefully the rumors are bullshit. Producer Eric, let us know what the latest is. I kept looking it up before the show, but it's all conflicting reports.
So the problem, the problem is that all the ones coming out today from multiple organizations saying that his local circle or inner circle and family are preparing for the worst has not been refuted, and it's been like 6 hours. So that is alarming to me that it's not one source. It's if you
that's
Google
true. That's true, but this happened 2 weeks ago, and he then posted an IG story right after to like prove he was okay.
I hope he's
so
okay.
I don't know,
but I'm expecting the family or someone to, even him, like you said with the post, to come out and refute this, but no one has, and it's time's ticking for that to happen.
Not yet at time of taping, but this has happened before while he's been in the hospital. So
I'm with you. I'm hoping for the best.
Hopefully it's the same thing as last time, because there was another thing like this. Sylvester Stallone's family was on the Today Show promoting their new reality TV show called The Family Stallone. And it turns out he's pretty predictably extremely protective and territorial over his 3 very, very attractive daughters.
Oh, that would be tough to date. Yeah, tough to date them.
Oh, you better believe it, Mark. You got Sophia, 26, Sistine, 24, and then Scarlett, 20, who are all single, besides Scarlett, whose new boyfriend already has a matching tattoo with her dad, Sly Stallone. And
he makes you get matching.
Yeah. And that's because, I mean, it sounds like pretty early into the
prove how much you're into it.
Pretty early into the relationship.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
My life's already, I'm done,
What the fuck?
Tattoo.
He makes you get a matching tattoo if you're dating his daughter, because Sly says, I don't trust their intentions because I know men. And so, short of getting a matching tattoo with Sly and letting him beat your ass in arm wrestling all day long, good luck dating one of the Stallone girls, because it's not happening unless you do all that stuff.
That'd be a weird thing to do. Date us, just hang out with Sly in his house. He's all shirtless, oiled up.
You'd have to like really get along with him, because he really rules that roost like with an iron fist.
Oh my god, he's telling you to move out of his seat.
Yeah.
Well, the matching tattoos.
Everywhere you sit.
Nobody gets out of line.
No.
No.
You bring her home on time or early.
Yeah, they say it's tough to get men past him unless they get the matching tattoos. Then he's like your best fucking friend. Okay. Also, speaking of long shots, because it's probably a long shot to date one of the Stallone girls with that going on. Former Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin Here she is. She has filed for divorce from her husband at age 37. So the hottest politician in the world is technically available. If you can go get over to Finland to woo her and her daughter, Emma, because they will need consoling.
We got a live shot of the husband on a bridge somewhere or something.
Probably. I mean, that's got to be depressing.
I mean, that's a big loss.
Yeah.
Hottest prime minister of all time. And she says, see ya.
19 years they're together. She loses her job as prime minister, waits a few weeks
Starts
to like
partying.
let enough air clear between her losing her job.
She
and
never
then
stopped partying.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
partying.
tough.
It's just extra party now. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's true.
What's that? Internet commenter Jack Severt says, what?
A firecracker like her is tough to control. She's one of those. She burns a little too bright. Yeah. To cage her. Off to Finland I go, says Mass Brandon on the internet.
To kidnap her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to be like Mass Brandon and want to get over there and at least, take a shot, shoot a shot. We did tweet at her on Twitter, but I don't think she's replying.
We'll get her.
Maybe. Yeah. So, but she's available. And speaking of politics, now that we're on to politics, finally, the rest of this cup of coffee in the big time is going to take place on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. And we're actually taping this podcast right now at the exact same time that Donald Trump's controversial CNN town hall is going on in New Hampshire. So live commenters, let us know what we're missing if you got both up. But back to DC, because that's where all the action is right now for this podcast, what we're talking about. And the first DC update is the oldest current senator in America, Dianne Feinstein of California, has finally made her triumphant return to work after a 2.5 month break. And here I'm showing you guys the video of Chuck Schumer. There he is. You see her.
He's got to pay his respects. Yeah.
Staring down intensely at her. I can't tell if he can't move his neck or if he just is looking at her.
That's a sign of respect. He wants to be eye level with her.
He's trying not to turn to stone by looking at her.
Yeah. So
he's trying to look older than her.
Right,
Out of respect, yeah.
They're moving her in from the Lexus into the wheelchair, and Chuck just cannot bring his neck above like a 90-degree angle.
He's stuck. Chuck is stuck.
Senator Feinstein.
And then, okay, no questions, obviously.
You're going to have to ask her louder than that.
Anybody got a megaphone?
Yeah.
All right, so they just walk in, and I don't know if Chuck ever raised his head the whole time. So you hate to see that. I don't know. So that was the side angle. But then once they got into the congressional building, guys, here's the front angle of.
So what was wrong with her?
She's dealing with
shingles. 91.
I know she's 91, but does she is that it, or is she just?
Dianne is dealing with a bout of shingles, Wes, and Chuck's permanently 90-degree bent neck seems to be him dealing with a bout of gravity. And so, maybe, I don't know if you can, I don't want to zoom in on the face because everybody's been just destroying her, which seems a little bit mean, but, maybe, just maybe we should consider congressional term limits for at least, folks who have aged out of stuff like holding their heads up straight and walking.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't
wish by shingles.
I don't wish the physical ill on them, but I don't want them running the country either at that age, right? Like,
right.
It's both.
Like that's the most insane video, that those are two of the most powerful people on planet Earth running the US government. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
90 is a good 90.
A good stopping point.
Good
well, she's 89.
It's mandatory. So. Yeah. Well, she turns 90 in a couple months, right? Let's see. Yeah.
90 is a little too late, I think. Anyways, also in DC, where the news has been pretty much permanently bad since the Nationals won the World Series 4 years ago. The House Republicans have announced that they are seeking an investigation into a total of $10 million that they have found to be transferred to the Biden family and friends directly from companies run by the Chinese and Romanian governments. And so the memo doesn't show how Biden coordinated with his family directly, but Congress, the congressional Republicans, contend that the intentionally stalled DOJ investigation on Hunter Biden by Attorney General Merrick Garland would fill in all the gaps, since he was the one collecting a lot of the money and working on the deals between the Romanian and Chinese governments and the Biden family, apparently. So we'll see how Representative Comer's project goes on that. He's the one who put this out. And House Republicans are also pushing on COVID origins, health data mismanagement, NIH gain of function research, harmful.
Well, I heard the bat testing will continue. Now
they re-upped the
COVID bat testing,
and they re-upped.
But this time it's not going to be in China. Just going to do COVID testing like here.
Right, but they renewed the contract, right? So the
closer to home.
House Republicans are looking into all that stuff too, plus like potentially like harmful energy policy, stuff like that. But all that sort of negative investigation for the president is what they're looking at for the next 18 months. And while the Democrats say they are completely unconcerned by all of this in public, the oldest U.S. leadership team of all time, who replaced the previously oldest one of all time for the Republicans that also sucked, has the 14th Amendment trending west. And that was about your questions earlier, related to the debt limit, which is a constitutional and potentially economic nuclear bomb. And so maybe we're actually just watching Father Time catch up with the current leadership right in front of our very eyes, because
you might be right. I did a little research, and Dianne turns 90 next month. Well, big birthday to celebrate in June. And then Chuck Grassley on the other side of
that'll be a hopping celebration.
She doesn't get to celebrate too long, because Chuck turns 90 in September, catching up to her.
Do the jitterbug.
Two senators turning 90 this year.
There you go. And then the president, oldest of all time. I mean, it's just thank you, Jimmy Friday. He live commenter says we make Fetterman look great.
I think he's saying the 90-year-olds make Fetterman look great. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we probably do too.
I was taking it as a rip on us, but yeah, no, he's right. The 90-year-olds make Fetterman.
We do too. We make Fetterman, maybe. Well, depends on the outfit or the angle. We're better than Fetterman. I messed that up. We're better. We look better than Fetterman, right? Right?
Yes.
Put a poll up. Put a poll up, Eric.
That's a good poll.
Do we look better than Fetterman?
The Hard Factor hosts look.
Wait a minute. I got confused there.
We look better than Fetterman. Yes.
We look better than Fetterman, right?
Of course we do.
Okay.
All right. We'll put up the poll and find out. And right. So, I don't know. Hey, it's tough. It's tough out there for these super, super old leaders, because they have a lot going on and doesn't seem like a ton of mental capacity to deal with it at this point. But at least they're not
the cream of the crop.
And the cream of the crop today, fellas, is, by George, they got him. Republican representative from New York and noted liar, George Anthony DeVolder Zimmerman Santos, was finally arrested on Wednesday morning and charged with the 13-count indictment that Wes told you about yesterday, that the DOJ announced that they were going to put on him, which specifically includes 7 counts of wire fraud, many of which we've already covered on the show, 3 counts of money laundering that he seems to have openly admitted to in the past at certain points, and 2 counts of making false statements to Congress. And so U.S. Attorney Breon Peace said in a statement, quote, "The allegations in the indictment charge Santos with relying on repeated dishonesty and deception to ascend to the halls of Congress and enrich himself. He used political contributions to line his pockets, unlawfully applied for unemployment benefits that should have gone to New Yorkers who had lost their jobs due to the pandemic, and lied to the House of Representatives. And my office and our law enforcement partners will continue to aggressively root out corruption, blah, 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 blah." And so that's what they said when they levied the charges. So how do you guys think Santos responded to that? How do you think he replied?
I mean, surely he's going to
told them to go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm. You guys nailed it. He gathered a press conference right outside the courtroom in Ispil, New York, after his arraignment and declared it a witch hunt, Trump style, and demanded answers for Hunter Biden to booze from the crowd.
Deflection. I love that.
Yeah. And so here's the clip.
Look, this is the beginning of the ability for me to address and defend myself. We have an indictment. We have the information that the government wants to come after me on, and I'm going to comply. I've been complying throughout this entire process. I have no desire not to comply at this point. They've been gracious in there. Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself. The reality is it's a witch hunt. Because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their
They're the real
accounts.
devolters.
It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation is launched into them. I'm gonna fight. I'm getting back to that. I'm gonna fight my battle. I'm gonna deliver. I'm gonna fight the witch hunt. I'm gonna take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that.
Okay. Yeah. So George, like, he right away, he's like, fuck that. It's a witch hunt. And what about fucking Hunter Biden, And then so like everybody's like, yeah, but you just got 13 federal charges. What about you? And so then after he was like, I'm gonna get back to that.
Classic con man.
And what you couldn't see is
He's already getting out of it, guys. I'm telling you.
Is behind him there was a big sign with just a poster board with this just said lies in big bold black lettering. as he's at the podium.
That was
just lies.
So he has that guy with the lies sign following him around, and then he has his little 5'5" Suge Knight lookalike personal assistant that just nods at everything he says right behind him.
He also could use some Nutrafol, the comb overs like in the wind, like to kind of yeah.
I know he's 34 and he is thinning. He's
34.
Well, when you keep up all those lies, it's stressful.
That's true.
That's tough on your hairline. That's tough. That's really tough on
trying to hang all those web of lives. Like,
running from Amish people.
What am I today?
Yeah. No. And speaking of that, Mark, you're right. Like, he was pretty smooth right there. He's like, it's a witch hunt. Fuck that shit. And he was pretty smooth, like with the initial denials, right?
He looks confident. Yeah.
He looks confident. He sounds confident, but it's shaky below the surface because they did get back to his charges eventually after he tried to redirect to Hunter Biden. And here is Santos explaining why he applied for and received $24,000 in federal COVID unemployment benefits when he was actively employed and making $120,000 a year. So this was a tough question to field. Here's his response.
Not for him.
Employment benefits when you had a job making $120,000 a year.
Rachel, this is part of my defense. This is inaccurate information, and I will get to clear my name on this during the pandemic. It wasn't very clear. I don't understand where the government's getting their information, but I will present my facts.
Prosecutors say that you got prosecutors say that you got over $20,000 in unemployment benefits, sir. How is that acceptable?
Ma'am, like I said, my employment was changed during the time. I don't understand where the government's coming from. I'll present my defense.
And one last
Okay. So
there's no point in even interviewing
asking
him.
him anything.
Get unemployment benefits during the COVID period where they're giving out extras. You would have had to apply.
Of course, they didn't just give him the money, but his defense also was like, I'll clear it up later. Remember when he did that thing where he's like, I will have the answer by next week, and then he came out and he's like, I just didn't want to ruin anyone's weekend, and then he had no answer. Like, he just delayed it, and he was like, he's doing that thing. He's kicking the can, and he has nothing.
He's a can kicker for sure. It's just nothing. But I didn't do it until he gets caught, which I think he will get caught. He's got a lot of evidence. And funny enough, on this subject of like the COVID unemployment benefits, George Anthony actually co-sponsored a bill recently that would encourage states to go after COVID frauds like him even harder in the future. So he is actually signed on to support a bill that would persecute him even harder personally because he defrauded the COVID unemployment program.
Yeah, I mean, that's real scumbag behavior. I mean,
right.
It really is.
You're signing on a bill to make something illegal that you did.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Stealing
So
from people that need it is scum shit.
Oh,
That's
he's
like-
a scumbag.
That's like the Abbott thing where he like ruled against people getting large settlements.
It's a lot like that.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, Greg Abbott didn't defraud a vet of his like pit bull.
No, probably
medical
not.
money. So it's like Santos is just on another level. By George, DeVolder Santos really seems like a real slime ball, and at least we get to watch all the madness unfold here at Hard Factor. And I just don't understand why somebody would become a public figure when you already are carrying a ton of like unclaimed criminal charges.
Right.
Like,
I don't know what his end game is. I really don't, because he's not going any further. He's obviously going to go down. I don't think he's going to wiggle out of it. But is he going for a book deal? Is he going for? I mean, what? I don't. He's a maniac. He
says he's going to write a book. I think it's probably
okay.
from jail.
I'm probably gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I like Condamerica by.
It's really strange though. It's like a mob boss or a serial killer starting a podcast to purposely get caught but have a good time doing it.
Right.
It's like
Which I'd
very
listen to.
strange.
It is, yeah.
Very strange. And like, today's American politics not so great. But if you want to feel better about modern American politics, check out The White House Plumbers on HBO. And you can see how stupid politics were before most of us were born back in the Watergate era too. So, puts a little like it's like a little grain of salt with what's going on right now. It's nice.
Interesting.
Check it out.
And that's the cream of the crop. That's a cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by the cream of the crop of sunglasses, Shady Rays. What's worse than buying a pair of expensive sunglasses and losing them right away after you get them? Almost nothing. But breaking them. You're right, Wes. Not only did you pay too much, the fun only lasted just a couple seconds. And I used to have that problem too. And that's until I found Shady Rays. Shady Rays makes high quality sunglasses that are just as good, or in my opinion, even better than expensive ones. And Shady Rays are a fraction of the price. Shady Rays are durable, built to tackle all of life's outdoor adventures. Their styles are timeless and on point. Wes is modeling some for you right now if you're watching live. They make me look good. Plus, all Shady Rays have polarized lenses for crystal clear vision and strong sun protection. That's the real test of a good pair of sunglasses. Speaking of strong, here's why I don't worry about losing or breaking my Shady Rays ever. Every pair of Shady Rays is backed by their industry-leading lost and broken replacements program. Break or lose your pair, the second you take them out of the box, they'll send you a replacement pair, no questions asked. And Shady Rays isn't happy unless you're happy. That's why they give you 30 days to try them. And if you don't like them, you can exchange them or return them for free. With every order, the Shady Rays Impact Program works with nonprofits worldwide to make an impact in the lives of children and young adults, like building play sets for pediatric cancer patients and creating adventures for young adults with cancer and MS. You and Shady Rays are making an impact together. I'm telling you, once you try them, you'll love them, just like all the Hard Factor hosts do, because they're the best. They're affordable, durable, everything that I just told you about. And what's better than getting one pair of Shady Rays and not worrying if you break or lose them?
Don't you fucking say it, Will.
Getting two. I did say it, Mark. Go to shadyrays.com/hardfactor and use code hardfactor. And for a limited time, when you buy one pair of Shady Rays, you'll get a second pair for free. That's shadyrays.com/hardfactor. Code hardfactor to get a second pair of Shady Rays free. shadyrays.com/hardfactor. Code hardfactor.
I have a more a notable brand of sunglasses that were given to me as a gift, and I way prefer Shady Rays.
You look awful in them comparatively.
Yeah, I really do. They're kind of douchey.
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
he's trying to do the thing today, but it doesn't look great.
Yeah, they are douchey. Yeah,
but this,
I agree. I only wear them when I can't find these.
Right.
Stylish, affordable, the best.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you, Greg F, for sending this one in. I guess I'm taking a liberty there. His name is Gregory F, but I really hope he just goes by Greg at this point in life. Regardless, Greg knows what we like here at Hard Factor, and this one is right up our alley. It involves a stranger hired to come inside a home, do some professional work, but instead the stranger leaves bodily fluids behind, and he's caught on camera doing so. Which is exactly what we want to happen when someone leaves bodily fluids in a house, right?
You're damn right.
Yeah.
I don't get these guys because there's cameras in almost every house these days. Like the days of being able to do this are over. Why are these guys still doing this?
Right. Makes you think of how many people did this before cameras.
Oh, the 70s?
Everyone?
In the 70s?
Oh, it's constantly. Wouldn't
Did everyone do it?
Yeah.
The Tickle Me Elmo guy, I feel like
that was the end of it.
Yeah, I feel like every single person that does these home visits must have seen that and just
that was a warning shot to everyone that is a creep.
You mean Kevin Wayne Van Loven?
Yes.
From Michigan?
Yes.
You mean this guy?
Pretend tonight a story so disturbing we want to warn our viewers, make sure the kids are in bed or out of the room. It involves a disgusting act with a beloved character from Sesame Street. A home inspector caught on a nanny cam pleasuring himself with a stuffed toy while on the job. Fox 2's Taryn Hasher here now with more on the story. Taryn?
Well, Hugh, let's put it this way. Technology can be a blessing and a curse. The camera in the baby's room triggered by movement and caught exactly what the home inspector was doing.
I mean, it's just, wow.
It's not often you hear a reaction like that from the Oakland County Sheriff. And it's not often you hear of an act so appalling. On March 12th, before selling, an Oxford Township couple let this man into their home on Gill Street for a routine inspection that turned into anything but. They left, never suspecting the 59-year-old man would allegedly fulfill his sexual urges with their child's Elmo doll.
While he was in there, he took that opportunity to be in a baby's nursery. And worse, while he's in the nursery, for whatever sick reason, finds himself in need of sexually gratifying himself with a Tickle Me Elmo doll.
The disturbing section.
There you go.
Can't even say it. The guy couldn't even get it out.
Tickle Me Elmo. Yeah. So that was shockingly, guys. That was. It's been over 2 years since we learned about Kevin Wayne Van Loven. And
how's he doing?
Well, he was convicted after a one-day trial by a speedy jury deliberation in October of 2021 or October 2022. It took him a long time to get the trial. And then in December, he was sentenced to 19 days in jail, 18 months probation, and required to undergo mental health treatment until he no longer wants to jerk off on little girls' toys while he's inspecting homes.
I honestly do think I'm rehabilitated.
Yeah. I would expect the firing squad if that happened to me, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Judges like firing squad. I'd be like, well, that's fair.
One day, the jury came out running after him. What the
Well, we send you to hang.
Just kill Van Loven?
Yeah.
That's what one juror asked for sure.
Like, at
least one juror was like.
That's not how it works. Yeah.
Did you say probation? You guys see the video? Anyway, so that was Kevin Van Loven, is a Hall of Famer as far as hard factor stories go. Oh, yeah. And now let's go to Cambria County, Pennsylvania. We have another home services professional caught inside a home, leaving his body fluids behind. This time, too, all over a little girl's toys. And here's that news clip to tell you about this sick fuck. Yeah, I know.
Video that appears to show a pest control man urinating on the furniture of one of his clients. The Cambria County family sent the video to 6 News when they discovered their interior surveillance camera captured the man in the act.
We're about to show you the video, but we did blur out some of the offensive details. Brock Owens talked to the family about what happened inside their home. Brock.
Jen and Sean, police say the man in the video is being charged with several crimes.
Whoa.
In the arrest affidavit, he is identified as Roger Young, the owner of Young's Pesticides. And the family tells me they couldn't believe what they saw in the video. The family says after entering the apartment, Roger Young chases one of the family's cats into the kitchen before coming back into the living room.
He's having a showdown.
The family described it as, quote, terrorizing their cat.
Yeah.
Young sets his pesticides down and instead starts spraying urine.
My cat was sitting at the corner while he was urinating, and you can't really tell from the video, but we're pretty sure that it splashed onto the cat.
They say Young also urinated on a child's toy box.
The main thing that upsets me is that he urinated on my daughter's toys. It's a little girl, you know, and she played with it in his pee for 2 days before we seen the video.
The family says seeing a spider on the kitchen floor made them want to check the video a few days after the incident. Police say that originally Young denied being involved in the incident, but later admitted
Some
to
other guy.
urinating in the apartment because he was, quote, having a bad day and sick of people.
He was having a bad day.
Police filed charges of criminal mischief and disorderly conduct against Young today. Police say, according to the tenants, the carpet, the couch, and other belongings had to be replaced, and the cost is over $4,000. Live in the newsroom.
Yeah, right.
Boy, local Channel 6 has some production issues going on over there with Brock and the crew.
Yeah, well, it's not Cambria County, PA, not not the highest.
No.
So yeah, I mean that's what he did. I tried to call.
What a piece of shit, man.
His excuse was he hates people.
Yeah. Here's the moment he saw the camera.
We got that from the video, bud.
Yeah, he did see the camera and eventually was like, "Ah, shit, I better spray some stuff around." But
Was that after the second piss? Because he
that
goes
was after
back
the
and
toy
pisses.
box piss.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He had some extra. He's probably got some bladder issues, so he goes in spurts. So he's like, I'll do spurt here, I'll do spurt here.
Yeah.
Little spurt
my
here.
goodness.
Yeah.
This is another one where one of the jurors is going to be like, can't we just off him? Because he's not going to get better.
Not quite as bad as jizz on the Elmo, but bad. Very, very bad.
Very bad.
Pretty bad. He's pissing on little girls' toys. That's
Which
some
one's worse,
sadistic
Eric?
shit.
Put up a poll.
Definitely the jizz.
Elmo guy or this guy?
The jizz is
It's
way
got to
worse.
be Elmo, right?
Now I do have
Jizz
some
for
audio.
sure, but this dude is also. I mean, he's also a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
they did release the Nest Cam audio. Would you like to hear that?
Yes, of course. Yes.
You're not all winners here.
Oh, hello there, kitty cat. Hello there, kitty cat. I'm gonna get ya.
damn.
I'm gonna get ya.
Oh no.
Get in that kitchen. Get in that kitchen.
Oh no.
Damn. He's an asshole, man.
Oh, you back? I'm gonna show you something, kitty cat. I'm gonna pee on the couch. How you like that?
Oh no.
When I had a bad day, I pee on the couches. Yeah. I hate people. I pee on the couch because I hate people. Yeah. I'm gonna pee over here. I'm gonna pee somewhere else. Watch me. Yeah, Young's pest control. Young's pest control. Yeah.
Oh, man, he's outing himself.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have been standing there. Play with those toys, little girl.
Oh. Just brutal.
He's sick. He's a sick
Dude, he
bastard.
pissed on the little girl's toys. Pissed on the
Splattered
cat.
on the cat. Yeah.
He announced his motive and anywhere he works.
Yeah. He's not very smart.
No. He was having a bad day.
I tried to call to get an official statement, and nobody picked up. But I also realized that Pennsylvania is a two-party consent state.
Oh, that company's just already out of business.
Yeah, well, so there was one review that I found from a while ago that it was from Josh. Roger was amazing. Came out, did our inspection the next day after calling, and was half the price of everyone else we called. We would highly recommend. I don't know if that's a different, it was from Young's Pest Control, but that was a little old. So
Wait, dude. Okay, that wasn't the dad. He hadn't left a review before. That would be really embarrassing.
No, they haven't started ruining Young's Pest Control.
5
yet on Google.
stars. House looks great. Kids are playing with the toys. No pests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little damp. No, but
Ooh.
that's that.
Wow.
Jeez. Okay.
Those guys are the worst.
Have you guys ever lived in an apartment where like the person in the next apartment shared a wall directly with you, or you could hear them, maybe like a duplex wall, apartment wall? Ever had
Or
that?
over and under, but yeah.
Or over and under, but specifically sideways. Over and under, sure, but more sideways. If you have
Mine
an
more than
interesting over and under story, you can go ahead and tell me. But
Not really. Besides the fire one.
besides the fire, Go
like
on.
our upstairs neighbors, and how apartments a lot of times they'll have like it's like 3 stories, and then there's like 2 sets of apartments on each story.
Yeah.
And so you have like it's like maybe a set of like 8 apartments that are grouped together with 6 or whatever.
Right.
And so one of those apartments in our little group started a fire in the stairwell, smoking cigs one night, and we're hammered. This is at LSU.
Oops.
And we come out and see the fire, and like call the fire department and then start trying to put it out, like grab like buckets of water and shit. But they were so embarrassed that they had started it, they just like slinked back inside and let us deal with it.
It's cowardly. You got any good apartment stories, Wes, or like sharing walls? No.
Yeah, except the lady that died beneath me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was tough.
Could you smell it?
Yeah, I could smell it. I realized after like 4 days that I had been like, jerking off and over on top over a dead woman.
A ghost was watching you.
I was like shitting over a dead woman,
Yeah.
stuffing my face with pizza over it. Everything I did was over a dead woman for 4 days.
Yeah, you damned her soul probably. Yeah. Well, it turns out.
Yeah, it stink. It stunk eventually when the cops came. Because there was she's always down smoking cigarettes below me on her porch, and we were friendly, would say hi or whatever. And then she was like nowhere to be seen for a few days.
Stopped.
Yeah, that stopped. And then her son came and did a wellness check on her. And then the cops came, the fire department, and they like had to, because she was the second floor, I was the third floor. They had to scale in, and they found her slumped over against the door. And then when they opened that apartment door, not great. The halls were full of death.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's hard to get out.
That's why she wasn't smoking. Well, it turns out an apartment in the Miro Brickell building in Dade County, Florida, has a shared wall with the apartments next door in the bathroom, which is probably the worst wall to share in the house. You just hear the neighbor's bubble guts blowing up the joint, vibrating in the shared bathroom wall. Like that's not good. The bathroom, I don't know.
That's bad.
That's bad. I think that's
the worst thing to share. Pretty much. Besides, the only thing that would be worse is if your like headboards were right next to each other.
I still think I'd rather hear people having sex than shitting though.
Not right next to you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're both bad.
My dad had a tenant complain to him that the next door neighbors were hanging pictures all night long one time.
Hilarious.
They're always over there hanging pictures in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, they have 70 paintings.
She's just your neighbor's just getting slammed, lady.
Yeah, getting absolutely slammed. Yeah,
didn't get that. Huh?
Yeah, she's gonna Jackson Pollock to the face. And this video I'm about to show you, to share with you, like the wall, is probably the worst case of a shared wall situation imaginable. This is from the Instagram account called Only in Dade, like only in Dade County. Please describe what you're seeing, fellas.
Scared to open the door. Bathroom. He pushed it gingerly with his foot. Oh, that shit on the walls.
Oh, rat's coming through.
The snake.
Is that a rat?
Is that a snake or a rat?
Was that a finger?
Was that a hand? Was that a human hand?
Was that a finger?
Finger, yeah.
Yeah.
To the left or to the right? That's right there. How do you not sure what wall that they're trying to break into? We're looking at all the apartments.
Look, we were eating a...
They arrested one man. Cops
man.
came after you saw a finger coming through in the shared bathroom and scratching, and the guy kind of saying, "Help me." It's hard to hear, but he is clawing through the bathroom wall, literally, and he got his hand through. They called the cops, and then after searching the other apartment, they arrested one man. He literally scratched through the wall. It was reported on that Only in Dade account that a human trafficking ring was going on next door, and that like a woman was trying to claw through and be like, help me, and trying to escape. But it turns out that's not true at all, or unlikely. It turns out
a crazy guy.
Yeah, it turns out a group of people rented an Airbnb apartment. So the people next door were renting out their thing as an Airbnb, and the people that rented it bought at least 1 8-ball, probably more by the looks of it, of pretty strong cocaine. And the one guy got so paranoid that he locked himself in the bathroom and turned out the lights and started clawing through the apartment wall because he got so scared.
That's
and
strong
got
coke.
through.
There must have been something else in there.
Yeah.
How is that?
Instead, he started hallucinating. And
that's somebody that does not need to be taking drugs.
This was at 5:30 in the morning on May 3rd, mind you, when the call went in, when they caught him, when that guy kicked in the bathroom door and got scared. The police questioned the guy that scared the shit out of the neighbors, and while still high as shit, he said he was a frequent user of cocaine. Yeah, no kidding. That was currently high as shit. Yeah, no kidding. On what must have been, he said, a bad rock of cocaine. He just got a bad one, unfortunately.
Bath salts, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Let's wait for the Tox report.
Cocaine doesn't do that to you.
No.
Generally not.
It does not.
Not through a whole wall.
No. You might like pick at the wall a little bit, but you're not going to dig a hole.
You might catch yourself scratching a wall,
right,
and then be like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
But you're not going to go through the whole wall and then moan and then have your hand through someone else's wall.
Yeah.
He was on some hard drugs.
He then admitted to locking himself inside the downstairs bathroom with the light off, which caused him to panic, and that's when he began to break the wall in an attempt to get out of the bathroom. So instead of going out the door of the bathroom, he tried to go through the other wall, which was to the neighbor's place. This is according to the police report. By the time the cops got there, he had been spooked by the neighbors seeing him. So he left that bathroom and he had now locked himself in a different bathroom, this time with a blanket wrapped around the bathroom door handle and tied to the other end of an outside closet. So he couldn't get out.
Yeah. So live internet commenter Glenn Baker has cracked the case, guys. And he says that Coke smells like meth. And this happens.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how frequently when people will sell you glass or ice and tell you it's Coke.
It's a bad rock.
Happened to me one time.
Yeah, it's just a bad rock. A second man inside the apartment told police that the coked up gentleman enjoys being locked in rooms due to a sexual role play scenario that he likes to perform. So he said that the reason he kept locking himself in the bathroom wasn't necessarily because he was super high, but also because he likes to do sexual role plays.
So he was busting a glory
trapped and jerk off.
Potentially.
No, he was trying to get a glory hole so that somebody would shove a cock through it.
Potentially.
Yeah.
The explanation's weirder than the actual events. And then
so he gets high and digs his own glory holes, officer.
Waits for someone to sex him up in a bathroom.
Yeah, he traps himself and then jerks off. He loves it.
I'm not getting out of here. Just someone comes.
Not until I come 10 times and he'll unlock the door.
Don't let me out. He locks himself. Don't let me out until I
scratches in the door. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's so dehydrated when he gets out. There were also 3 women in the apartment who claimed to not know the coked up men or that they were doing cocaine, and said they just had gotten to the apartment before the cops, and that a friend had sent them the Airbnb code, and that their friend who sent that was not there, but he was the guy who actually was renting out the Airbnb, and they didn't know who the vampire coke role-playing sex guys were.
They know the vampire coke guy. Yeah.
Sounds pretty suspect all around. And like the recipe for someone's hand getting scratched through your wall.
There's some holes.
Nobody wants to admit they know the glory hole vampire.
Yeah.
That guy.
It's unexplainable what's happening is the problem. Yeah.
I'm not getting out of here.
His friends, I mean, like, he's gonna have to like move towns because they're not gonna accept him back after this. Like him being caught with this.
It's so odd that it was reported as a sex trafficking thing, because no one can believe this guy's just this weird.
It's just his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never Airbnb in my house.
Well, no, not after this. No.
So many fucking freaks.
Not unless you didn't live there. That's the only way.
Yeah.
And if you had like somebody else managing it for you, because it's going to be a nightmare some week.
Not in like a shitty apartment in Dade County. You want to pick like like
a meth capital. Yeah.
If it was like your full job and it was in the city, you were also and you keep an eye on it, wouldn't be that bad. But
you get 20 meth heads to all pitch in for a few days of just a bender in your house.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a few holes in the wall. And that stuff, to me, that story is like the stuff out of the old scary stories to tell in the dark books. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Like a hand scratches the wall. This is like the adult version with meth and coke and a cocaine party at an Airbnb version, adult version of scary story. And that's actually, I think, a really good idea for a book. Is like an adult themed scary stories to tell in the dark, where some benders and
true,
yeah. Well, true or not. I mean, but like folksy like that. Like the hand through the bathroom door. It's like one of the stories. It's one of the chapters. Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah.
That's a good book idea. Well, nice. Glad nobody was killed by the glory hole vampire.
Well, had he gotten all the way through, I don't know if that would have not been the case,
Right. He had a look in his eye. I guess you couldn't see his eye. You could just see his finger.
You gotta look at that finger.
It was a menacing finger.
Yeah, it was. All right, let's bring up the wheel. Everyone on for the last show. We got some polls, Eric.
We don't have to.
Oh, that's right. We already know.
That's right. So send in your high five stuff to me. Do we look?
No.
What the fuck?
I knew it was going to be tough.
Oh no! The poll of do we look better than Senator John Fetterman split down the middle, 12-12. Yes.
50-50.
Ooh,
That's tough.
I told you guys it was going to be close.
Elmo Jizzer 73% worse than
obviously,
27% for pest control urinator guy.
Obviously the jizzer, but this is the same as many other recent arguments. The urinator doesn't get a pass. It's not like that. It's not like just because the jizzer is worse.
It's a real Satanist versus Nazi scenario.
The urinator did pee way more places.
Way
Like
more
he
places.
peed on the couch. He
But
peed on a table.
Jizz is worth 20 P's, I think.
It's
the
true.
ratio
I
is
feel like
1 jizz to 20 P's.
Yeah, it's more intimate.
Would I rather? I feel like I would. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
Careful.
I just feel like the ordeal is much bigger with the piss because there's more of it.
Clean up and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't have to throw anything away. Like
Yeah, you do. You're not throwing
Elmo's
those.
got to go.
You're not.
It's sticky. It's like the fur is like all caked
You're not
together.
throwing
That's
away
all you gotta do is throw it away.
You're not throwing away that toy chest.
All you gotta do is replace an Elmo.
Oh no! She touched it. She touched it. Remember?
You don't want to sit on that couch after Mr. Young peed on it.
Well, that couch was fucked up anyways. They needed a new one.
Jizz
So
is personal. Jared
remove
live
that.
comment.
Jizz is
Jared.
very personal.
It's that's what I said. I agree, Jared. It's too personal.
I'm
personal
just thinking about the cleanup.
Well, that could be a
either's
poll.
bad.
Maybe that could be the show poll. Not like really narrow in on it. Was peeing on the entire living room area worse than jizzing on one item?
Right, you gotta go with the square volume. Yeah, that's what I'll go. One
We can
Tickle Me
narrow it
Elmo
in.
Doll versus
Yes.
the entire living room.
Couch,
And
boy chesting.
they didn't. I don't think they caught it. I think the Elmo people caught it right away.
They sat right. Yeah, the Elmo people knew.
The other
These
people
sat in the pee.
daughter played with it, put the toys in her mouth. Probably.
Well, no. The other girl. No, I thought the other girl played with the Elmo doll. Before
Oh,
the
really?
girl. Yeah, that's
I don't know.
I think. Let's say they both played with it. Let's put
Okay,
that
both
on
played
an
with
even-
it, but
yeah,
what-
put
but
that on an
one
even
Elmo
playing field.
versus-
Well, that
whole
kind of
room.
takes the cake then. I think that Jizz Elmo.
Oh
is-
yeah, if you're.
I want to get. I want to know.
Jizz Elmo. It's done.
We'll do a little offline research. before we put
That's
the
why
poll.
the jurors were like, "Hey, you sure we can't just kill Van Lovin? I mean,
Yeah.
he's a bad guy."
Do we really need to even sit down? Can we just stand up and take a non-anonymous vote right now?
Yeah.
12 guilty. Let's get the
Look
fuck
at the
out of
happy
here.
hour.
I vote death.
Yeah. All right. No wheel, I believe. Pat's coffee tomorrow. Will's high five. Send in your 512-270-1480 voicemails or hard factor voicemail singular at gmail.com. 5-star reviews, please, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great fucking day. See you.